Hi everyone, you're welcome back to Coupled with Kez and
Nez. How are you, everyone?
Yeah, we hope you're doing well. Thank you. We always have to thank you because even if that one viewer, that person who takes their time to sit down, watch our video, we're really thankful for you. And every other person also who makes our time to even watch. We hope you have been blessed and we are praying for you. We sincerely are praying for you. So thank you again, and don't forget to share, subscribe. We've been talking about honor.
Honor.
Yes, Mr. Kez.
Honor, very interesting. I mean, you're bringing up the story of David, evoked a lot of memories. I had to go back to look at certain things and to understand what really happened. I mean, a woman doesn't start growing resentful except some things have happened, Yes, we talked about honor being intentional, but let's just, balance this story of Michal. There was something you said about, our acting in certain ways does not, whether it is justified. Maybe just put it in your own
just
words.
trying to say God's not going to excuse what you feel like you're justified, because she was we went back to look at it, like
we went back to look at the
lady
story.
Went through the most.
I mean, Michal was David's first wife. She was David's first wife, but when David was on the run from Saul, David had to run into the wilderness. Michal didn't go with him. And probably she waited and she didn't see her man come back. She
protected him in that running.
Oh yes, during that period she protected him from dying. I mean, I remember the story I read where Saul had sent people and she had overheard. What she did was that she used the head of something to put on the pillow. And by the time they came, they saw that David wasn't there. David was already on the run. And so that was what they shared. She was a cover for David. But years later, things had grown stale between them. What had happened was that while David was in the wilderness, I mean, she couldn't wait any longer. She went and married someone else. And by the time Saul died with Jonathan, and David now became the king over Hebron, there was now some political horse trading to see how he was going to cover the rest of the territories of Israel. And I think it was in 2 Samuel chapter 3, David spoke to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, who took over from Saul after Saul died, and told him, "Give me my wife Michal." And then that was when they sent people, Abner, to go bring Michal from her husband. She was literally dragged out of her matrimonial home. So David did not dignify her by going back to woo her again. To say,
you didn't wait for me, I'm back here, that kind of thing.
He didn't go, he sent them to bring her. And in fact, the Bible records that her husband was weeping after her as they were dragging her back to the palace. And, it was the Abner, Saul's chief of army staff, that told the man, Palti, I think his name was Palti or Paltiel, and told him, turn back and go home. And that is when he went home. So she was forced out of her home and brought back to her first love. But the love must have grown stale, because apparently there was no emotions attached to that love again. And by the time this event was happening in 2 Samuel 6, I believe that resentment must have grown. She had grown resentful of David, and that was where you picked up that her actions, no matter how justifiable they seemed, was not excusable before God. They were not excusable before God. And that's why you mentioned something where we're having a side discussion on this, that we must love faithfully and not emotionally.
Exactly.
I can't forget that. Can you elaborate on that, please?
So we're just talking about, honor, still on honor.
Yeah.
And, when we feel justified, it's because those things really hurt us.
Yeah.
And they hurt us emotionally, like our emotions are feeling the heat of, look at what he did, really, really, look at what he did, right? And, but if we look at it, what have we been called to do? The love that we've been called to is not emotional. It's not, and that's why we always say love is not a feeling.
Yeah.
We say it's a commitment. You are committed to this person.
Yeah.
Right? So love is, you just love the person faithfully, because when you're emotional, that faithful love for me is unconditional.
Yeah.
Because there's no condition. But when your love is emotional, it then becomes conditional, because in that emotional state you
Babes,
are.
I just dropping missiles everywhere. When that love becomes emotional, it becomes conditional.
Yeah.
The thing is just, I see, we need to type this thing down.
I know what I remembered.
Yeah.
I remember that house. That house that we were trying to get.
Okay.
And how emotional they were. The emotions of, how emotional they were about the things they had done with, to the house, or how they had built the house, made them have a lot of conditions that became so difficult, right?
Yeah.
So it's just that same thing. When you become emotional about the love, it's now he did not, you notice everything. He did not do this or not do this one. Or, everything gets to you. But if you're loving faithfully, it doesn't mean that you don't see those things. Yes. Yeah. It's just that you are committed to this person.
Come on.
It's just, I'm committed to you. And, we've talked in transparency, we talked about covering the person. Mm-hmm. You're praying for the person. Mm-hmm. And I know that these things can become weary. You can get weary at some point. Yeah. But you don't also want to step out of line in your weariness. Because God is not going to say, because you were now weary. Like Jesus, he was tired. That whole cross going, he could have actually stepped out of line.
No, of course.
He could have done something that could have now shifted, him from receiving this eternal, this thing that was this glorious end that, God had,
the Father had planned
for him. So, it's still that thing about don't be weary, because, in well-doing, just keep at it, because who knows, that point you're about to give up might just be the turning point.
Yeah.
Might just be where the breakthrough is.
Yeah.
It's just like saying that I'm just so tired. How will I put it? I don't know what example I would use now, but justifying someone stealing. We are so poor. We couldn't eat today, so I stole. God is not going to say, because you were so poor, you went to steal. It's not going to justify stealing.
You're so right.
So right. Yeah.
You're so right. And so that means that, we must, yes, even though we love emotionally, there are emotions in love, but primarily we must love faithfully. We must love faithfully if we would honor, because there are women out there that they've stopped doing the things that God has commanded them to do in their marriage, because they feel that the man has done something that is so bad enough that they have chosen not to honor him anymore. Like Michal, you are shutting down future possibilities.
Sure.
I mean, taking in and having a child that will extend your name is a future possibility. So you're shutting down future possibilities that could have been accomplished through you.
Sure.
Because a child could have come forth from Michal, but she shut it down. But this is not just a woman's thing. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3 and see how it affects men.
Okay.
1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. Yeah, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel.
Yes.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Interesting. I've seen people make limited progress because of the way they treat their spouses. It says, likewise, you men, dwell with your wives according to knowledge, not according to love. Love is good, but that is not what ensures continuity in a marriage relationship. You dwell with your wife according to knowledge. You know her. You know what she likes. You know what she's capable of doing. You dwell with her according to that. That's how people are able to live together. Not because we love each other. No, we're able to live together because we are growing in our knowledge of each other. And then remember what it says here. It now says, giving honor unto her as unto the weaker vessel. Now, it didn't say the weak vessel. It says the weaker vessel. So that means there is weak, weaker, weakest. So who is the weak?
Man is weak.
Who is the weak vessel?
The man.
It's the man that is the weak vessel. We are weak.
Yeah.
But the woman is weaker. Weaker, not spiritually, but physically. The way the woman is structured, there are things that a man will not expect a woman to do. Change tires. I know some women want to, but there are things a woman is not wired for. Change tires, be haggling with mechanic. No, there are things, in my opinion, that a woman is not wired to do. She's not physically wired to do that.
Okay.
Yes, there may be outliers that want to prove so it's okay, it's fine. But majority of women are not going to go into certain professions. Majority of women are not going to go engage in certain trades and crafts because it is a man's wiring, an internal wiring that positions him to fulfill those obligations. And so when he says, give honor unto her as unto a weaker vessel, the question we need to ask ourselves is, how do you treat a fragile vessel? You treat it with care.
Yeah.
How do you carry a porcelain ware that you know that if you treat it anyhow, it will break? You walk carefully. You put it in a special place.
Okay.
You don't throw it anywhere.
You don't manhandle it
you don't manhandle it. Oh, I love that word, manhandling. Maybe we should talk about men that beat their wives.
Yeah, that's so.
You are far from honor.
Oh no.
Your prayers can't be answered.
Yeah.
I didn't say that, Bible said it. So when you treat something as a weaker vessel, you see when they are flying cargo, there are some that you have the label fragile, handle with care.
Yeah.
When you look at your wife, you look at her physically as fragile, handle with care. I hear of men that if you see the way they turn their wives to a punching bag, you are reducing your lifespan.
And that doesn't even fulfill the other part of the scripture that says, and being heirs together of the grace of life.
The grace of life. So it makes that contrast that when we're talking about weaker vessel, we're not talking about spiritual issues. In spiritual issues, you are the same.
Yeah.
But when it comes to physical wiring, there are things your wife doesn't do. That's why the car can stop on Third Mainland in Lagos or anywhere, and the wife will call you, oh, the car is here. Please, I don't know how to, you have to organize to get it back. She's not going to do that. When there's a man in the picture.
Yeah.
When there's a man in the picture. So you have to handle with care. So one of the ways you give honor is by handling your wife with care. How do you handle something with care? We need to ask ourselves practically, how is it expressed when you say give honor to her as unto a weaker vessel? Let's look at Romans 12 verse 10. Romans 12 verse 10.
12
verse 10.
Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another.
In honor preferring. So one of the ways you express honor, first we saw from the account of Michal and David, is in how they spoke. How she spoke to her husband. That was how honor was being expressed. And then from here, we see that it is putting the other person first.
Yeah.
You honor by putting your spouse first. And it's both ways.
Yeah.
Husband and wife. The woman watches how she speaks to her husband. The husband ensures he puts his wife first. And
even the husband watches how he speaks, because there's some men too that are very derogatory in their in the way they speak to their wives. Yeah.
Either way. And there are practical ways you do those things, and which is the hallmark of Christian love. You put your wife first. I know of a man of God, a pastor, that said those days that when he eats with his wife, he ensures that she gets the best of the food. When they eat together from the best plate, he ensures he serves her. She gets the better part of the meal. And that is what it means. That's part of what it means to prefer one another, in honor, preferring one another.
So for men, I mean, like we're saying, because, honor sometimes looks like it's high, is more, the demand for it is more on the woman's side, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, preferring one another. So I believe that in both our hearts, we should always seek to outdo each other in honor.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just looking for ways I can show honor, and just even living a life that is, putting my heart in a state of honor consistently, and you're doing the same thing, it will naturally just show in how we're working with one another, because normally we would just prefer each other.
Yeah.
I would always want to make sure that, things about you are fine, that I'm speaking to you in love, that just everything is going on well with you, and you also would be doing the same thing. You understand? But the problem is when it's looking one-sided, one party starts to feel bitter, resentful, like Nika was feeling. But like we have mentioned, it's not to that party's benefit to start feeling that way. Whatever it is, and that's why we must always pray for our hearts and guard our hearts, because
guard your hearts.
Yes, no matter what is happening, it's tough, guys. We can't look. If you are the only one pouring in and trying to do everything right, and the other person is not making an effort,
it's very tough.
It is tough. But God's grace is sufficient for us all. And I know it sounds cliche many times. It just feels like, what does God even want from me? But look at who you are becoming. You then have a heart like Jesus. Your heart is just like Jesus.
Amazing.
Your heart becomes like Jesus. You become a better person, right? So every time you're tempted to feel in a certain way about, your marriage or whatever your spouse is doing that is not bringing honor to the marriage or to you, just look at who you are becoming every day. You choose, because it's a choice, to stay in honor. Sure.
And I think at this point it would be a good way to place a pause on this episode. We're going to round off in the next episode on honor, and we'll just go into a specific direction. But those are the things that hinder our prayers.
Yeah.
You are not able to pray effectively. Effective prayer is not just based on your voice decibel. It's not based on your ability to quote scriptures. It's not based on your ability to run around and do all the theatrics. No. Effective prayer is actually born out of obedience to God and His Word. And so one of the ways we can have effective prayers, as we see in 1 Peter 3:7, is to honor your wives. Give honor to her as unto a weaker vessel.
Amen.
Till we see next episode.
Yes,
Thank you,
God bless
you.
Thank you for staying with us.
Bye.
Bye.